Welcome to another episode of Cancer Chats, and I want to discuss something that I said in my last video. I used three little letters, NED, and those can have such a big meaning for someone that reaches the point of no evidence of disease. Let's chat about that. I wanted to discuss this idea of NED a little bit more today because as a stage 4 person, there is no cure for cancer, at least not yet. So being at NED or no evidence of disease is kind of the best place we can wind up. Now, I can only talk from my personal experience, and if my other metastatic friends or people I don't even know yet want to share their thoughts on this, I'd love to hear it. But for me, it was a pretty good journey to get to NED. And like most other things, about a year and a half ago, I didn't even know what NED was. So, like I said, there's no cure for stage 4 cancer. But you fight it just as hard, right? Because, by the way, my cat's joining us today. Because hopefully you can get the disease under control to some degree, or get to NED. It wasn't until my last scans that I actually reached NED. See, the chemo had been really effective in taking care of what was in my breast and in my lymph nodes, and surgery further took care of that. But from go for me, I had 6 to 7 spots in my liver that were problematic. But as we scanned my liver throughout chemo, we could tell that they were shrinking, and a few of them disappeared. And it got down to where really there was this one spot that was still concerning. And the longer that we did treatment and the more that we looked at stuff, it even started to shrink. And so I got to a point for a while of no active disease. And then eventually with my last scan, my liver looked clear. So I'm at a place of no evidence of disease. The tricky part of being at NED is that oftentimes when you tell people, hey, I have no evidence of disease, the reaction is, yay, you're better. And while I know that nobody that chatted with me ever meant to hurt my feelings or say something that was a misstep, because quite frankly, it's confusing and it's messy, and stage 4 cancer is confusing and messy, and we kind of sit in this weird middle period of, we're not dead yet, but we're not good to go either. It's this weird ground of going, right now, my body's doing good. Now I still have bad days because I take meds every single day that make my body feel bad. I'm dealing with the side effects of chemo on a daily basis. I have neuropathy in my hands and feet. I go every 3 weeks to the cancer center still to get infusions through my port. Being at NED doesn't mean we're done doing stuff. Being at NED means right now stuff is under control and we're still gonna do things. We're still gonna have treatment. We're still gonna have meds that you take on a pretty regular basis to stay at NED. So I went back and forth on this one. And here's some things not to say to a person who is NED. Wow, that's so great. I can't believe you beat cancer. Oh, so you're not sick anymore? Wow, I'm glad we prayed for you and we can check that box off our list. Again, no one ever means, at least I don't think so, to be rude about it. It's complicated, and like I said, it's messy. Being at NED is a time to rejoice. That was a true answer to many prayers for me. But I'm not done, and metastatic people will never be done. You keep fighting, you keep getting treatment, you keep getting scans, you pray that the cancer doesn't return. If and when it does, thankfully, we have a lot of good medicines for a lot of cancers that you can go, well, the cancer morphed this way, now we're gonna do this. Oh, the cancer does this, now we're gonna do this. But you don't get to stop. You don't get your 1-year remission-free pin. You don't get your 5 years, I'm no longer going for normal scans anymore time. That's not how metastatic works. So is NED good? Yeah, NED is awesome. Is NED a cure? Absolutely not. So chat with your NED friends. I promise they still need your prayers. I promise they still need your care. I promise they still want you to ask what's going on. Just know that they're not done fighting. It just looks a little bit different than active treatment.